Hi everyone, Ben here from Sydney Fruit Gardening, and today I just want to do a video on my coffee tree and harvesting coffee, because this is probably the first time I've got enough to harvest and maybe get a cup of coffee. So it's mid-October, early October 2025. I planted this tree in June 2021. The other one is back near the shed, but it's in too much shade due to an elderberry tree which I plan to remove. But this is the Blue Mountain Kenya variety of coffee. It's from Daly's, as you can see there, with that distinctive yellow tag. Apparently one of the highest rated coffee varieties in the world. Of course, the nursery tells you everything is the best. So we'll see. When you're harvesting the coffee, you want to look out for these red ones. Even these are probably still a little bit underripe. You really want them to go for this dark colour here. So I'm just going to pick one. You can see that's a cherry there. Sorry for the aircraft noise above. It seems to always happen when I do a video. But anyway, here's one of the cherries, and I'll take you around and we'll show what it's like inside, and then how you process the cherries into coffee beans. All right, so we have our cherry here. Now you can actually, this has got a quite hard outer skin, but you can basically put it in your mouth. And the coffee bean comes out like that. Now they're quite sweet. The skin isn't, you can eat it I guess, but it's very hard and thick. Alright, so basically you just put the cherry in the water there, the bean, and you let this sit for 12 to 24 hours, or even a couple of days, and because it's quite sort of, it's got this mucilage layer on the top, this sort of slimy layer on top, and you want that to somewhat go away. Now, it says online to do that for 12 to 24 hours, and it should feel more rough. I've found it still feels slimy to me. But yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, apparently. Then you can actually sit them in the sun for a bit. So you end up with these ones here. Now these actually still have a shell on them. If you squish it, you can see that that shell will come off. It's very hard for me to do this with just one hand, but we'll see what we can do here. Okay, there we go. Then you get the bean itself. It is actually still covered in a sort of thin, papery layer. If you just rub it like that, that layer tends to come off. Sometimes you might need to dry it a little bit more in the sun. But no, there you go, that layer's actually come off now pretty much. So again, once you've got them to this stage, you dry them in the sun a bit more. There's our one there. But once you dry them in the sun, they even get a little bit smaller. I find that these seem to be really quite small beans. Maybe it's just my climate, maybe it's just because it's the first crop, I don't know. These did overwinter. But once they're like this, you can then go and roast them. So we'll do that next, but I will probably do that at a later stage and then join it with this video, just so yeah, you can see the whole process. But I don't want to also waste too much time. Just, when I actually just want to harvest a lot of them and then roast all I've got, which isn't much, to be honest. But all right, we'll come back a little later. More coffee. We keep peeling these. These are the ones I've peeled. Still got the paper shell on. It takes sometimes it needs another day to dry to remove the paper shell. Yeah, basically I've been doing these in batches as they ripen on the tree. It's a bit tedious, but in batches I've only got a small amount to do every time. I'm looking forward to that first cup of coffee. All right, we've got our coffee beans here. Now I'm going to roast them. So let's just first of all see how much we got. It's not a lot, guys. About just under 50 grams, so about 45, 46 grams. All right, now we're roasting. I think I just have to constantly stir and make sure this goes somewhat evenly. I'll check back a little bit later. All right, just hearing the first crack on one of them now. It's been about 3 minutes. Oh, they're cracking. They're starting to crack. Starting to change the colour. The hardest thing I think is just getting consistency in the colour in the roast. Okay, we're now at 6 minutes. All right, these have just come off the stovetop. It does not look like an even roast necessarily, I don't think. But yeah, there's definitely some burnt looking ones in there, but hopefully it's still okay. So there's definitely a sort of a burnt coffee smell to it. So yeah. Now apparently you're meant to let these just sit for a while and degas for about 24 hours before you actually grind them and make a cup of coffee. So we'll let them do that, and next up will be finally the grinding and the tasting of coffee. Been a bit of a process, but an enjoyable one, that's for sure. Literally from garden to cup. Okay. All right, the moment of truth. We have our roasted beans. All right, I'll just grind that much for now. Plug it in. Okay, that looks good. All right, there you go, let's put it in. I've had this machine since we got married. So, had this machine since 2009. Sunbeam. Okay. Looks good. Not too much crema, just enough, I think. Looking good. All right, there you go. Okay, there we go, the moment of truth. Oh yeah, that's really good. Creamy, smooth, no bitterness, no aftertaste or anything weird. Just good coffee. Yep. No, it worked really well. And certified single origin, grown in the rainforests of Sydney. So yeah, that's how you make coffee. Bye for now.